Hey everybody, I'm here today to make a video to show you guys how to make a really easy and healthy pesto. Once you get your ingredients together at home, you can make this in less than 5 minutes. And what inspired this video was my husband going grocery shopping and coming home with a couple jars of this spaghetti sauce brand of pesto sauce. And he was pumped and ready to use it and excited probably, and much to his dismay, I did what I always do and I took it and I turned it over and read the label, and the second ingredient in this was soybean oil. So not even olive oil, which at least tastes good and is worth it, but like soybean oil, I wouldn't eat anything that was made with soybean oil unless maybe it was deep fried, and even then it's not the healthiest oil to go with. So I hope you enjoyed the video today and you see a healthier, better, faster, easier, yummier way to make pesto and enjoy it at home. Okay, so let's start with the ingredients. This is pesto, so obviously the main ingredient is, and the most important ingredient is going to be the basil. I have 2 cups of basil here soaking. I got it straight from the garden. It's great, it's nice and fresh, but I want to make sure it's as vegetarian as possible. So I'm soaked it and rinsed it a few times to get rid of those little white bugs that are on the bottom of the leaves. I am also using some walnuts, and you could use pine nuts for sure. I think I'm mostly using walnuts because it's what I have readily available. I buy walnuts regularly. I don't really buy pine nuts. Pine nuts are more expensive. And really walnuts to me is a really good substitution because they have omega-3s. Those fatty acids are really healthy. It's a heart healthy nut. So why not? It tastes good also. A little bit of salt, the juice of a lemon, some garlic cloves, about 2 to 4 depending on how you like it. I also am going to use, what you might not have in pesto often, some tomatoes. And the reason why I'm going to put a couple tomatoes in is because I want to reduce the amount of oil that I'm using. So I have a good healthy olive oil, but I just don't want to use a ton of oil. So to get a little liquid in there going, I'm going to drop some tomatoes. You could do this, you could use mushrooms or bell peppers. And I am going to use a couple tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I don't always use it, but I decided to try it today because I know traditional pesto, at least the one that my husband is trying to buy at the grocery store, has Parmesan in there. So I feel like that might be missing a little bit for him. So I'm going to try the nutritional yeast. Okay, so now we're gonna take the ingredients over here and put them in this blender, and you'll see just how quick and easy it is to make pesto at home and how it's such a better alternative to what you could buy in a jar on a shelf in a grocery store. All right, so we're gonna start by taking, actually I'm gonna put the garlic cloves in here first, just because I wanna make sure they get blended up really nicely. You could do this, actually this is the first time I'm using a blender to do it. Normally I use one of those bullets, or like a Magic Bullet or a NutriBullet, and it works really well. But I think now that I have this, I want to start using this more. So I have 2 cups of basil in here, tightly packed 2 cups. That's why it looks like it's like 4 or 5 cups in here because I haven't smushed it down. Okay, so we're gonna need to have some liquid in here to make this blend nicely. So I'm gonna take this lemon and squeeze about half of it in there to get some liquid in there. And this, my sister actually taught my mom this trick to get more of the juice out of the lemon, just to run it back and push down on a surface. I think she learned it in a bar, but either way, it was useful for my mom. And I'll go ahead and cut that lemon. I'm gonna get some of those seeds out of here and get about half a lemon in here. You know, if you wanted to, you could even add, like, you could even cut a little section. You know what? I think I'm going to. You can cut a little section of this lemon off, and you could just blend that in with the peel and the rind. And especially this is organic, so why not? And it'll give it a nice citrus sour taste to it that I enjoy. I'm gonna go ahead and put our walnuts in there, add our tomatoes to make sure we get enough liquid, and some olive oil. I think I'm putting, I'm eyeballing it. Maybe that's like a tablespoon of olive oil. We'll dump our nutritional yeast. And really, you could just not even use that in there if you wanted to. I put 2 tablespoons. Really, it's because I emptied the bottle. I didn't have any left. You could even put up to 3. And some salt. I put about half a teaspoon of salt in there because I don't like to have to add any more salt to the pasta once we use it. So now we're just gonna go ahead and put the cover on there, get this blended away, and we'll see what we come up with. Okay, so we had this blending for about 30, 40 seconds max, and I wanna see how it turned out. So let's get in here. Wow, as soon as I open this, I am hit immediately with some smells. Obviously the basil, but then the nutritional yeast really actually has a real like cheesy smell, which sounds like it could be gross, but in a good way, like a nutty, cheesy smell. And I smell the lemon. And if you look at it, it's a good consistency because it's not like spilling out when I'm tipping it over. So that means it'll hold its own if you poured it over some veggies and you want to grill them, or put it over pasta, which is what I want to do. Now let me get in here and see what this tastes like. Oh, wow. That's nice. It's the perfect mix. The texture is nice and thick. There's a bite from the garlic and the lemon that I really appreciate. And this is going to taste really good. I guess the true test will see.